Hello everyone, Pri here. I've been traveling and been kinda sick, so couldn't get a new video out. Anyways, it's time I should put some thought into the art style for my game. It's often said that gameplay is everything and that graphics don't matter, but the reality is the quickest and quote unquote easiest way to get people's attention is through visuals. That doesn't mean you need photorealistic, cutting edge graphics. That's not viable for most indie devs, anyways. But if you can make something with a strong art direction, your game will have a leg up. Now, I'm no expert when it comes to art. I'm a programmer first and foremost. I think I can sort of draw if given enough time, but when it comes to making 3D assets, especially characters with rigging and animations, I've got nothing. Now, this all sounds doom and gloom since I'm actually making a 3D game, but not all hope is lost, thanks to a trend I've been seeing more and more in the indie scene, and that is putting 2D characters in 3D environments. This trick is quite old really. Nintendo used it in Paper Mario. Now, unlike me, they probably didn't do it due to a lack of competent 3D artists. Regardless, I find this art style quite charming, and more importantly, it plays to my relative strength. And so this is the style I'm going for. Initially, I was thinking of doing sprite-based character animation, and that is definitely still an option for NPCs to save time. But for the main character, I'm going with bone-based animations because of how smooth it can look. I briefly considered buying Spine 2D but then quickly backed out seeing the price. Instead, I'm now using Godot's animation player to create and play animations. Most foliage I'm making is also a mix of 2D and 3D elements. Smart use of billboarding, parallax, and shadows can add some much needed volume to this style. For the 2D art, I'm using Procreate on iPad. I start by making individual art pieces in different layers. I then scale them down and combine multiple drawings into a single sprite sheet for performance reasons. Also, I have to be wary of which assets should be high resolution versus which one will be too small to notice the details of and scale them down based on that. I tend to use two-tone white and gray for the foliage. This makes it easy to make sprites any color I want by modulating their color inside Godot. I decided to go for a style with line art. One potential issue with line art is with scaling. If you draw everything with the same line thickness but then scale the different objects differently, it can start to look bad. You need to have roughly the same thickness outline for all objects. So to make things look consistent, I make the lines thicker for objects that will be scaled down. For the 3D art side, I'm planning on a mixture of low poly assets I create in Blender and some paid and free assets. Keeping the 3D and 2D art consistent looking can be tricky though, and that's something I'm still experimenting with. And last but not the least, the lighting and scene composition is what makes everything gel together. Here I'm going for a flat, toon-shaded look with minimal shadows to complement the 2D elements. For the character, I'm using a blob shadow to help the player discern the depth of the character. So that's all for now. Things might change here and there as I go along, but if you have any suggestions or concerns about the art style, leave a comment and let me know. Also, like and subscribe and maybe hit the bell icon. Until next time, bye!